I lost over 100 pounds in less than 6 months. Look how fat I was here. And the first 40 pounds were actually gone in 40 days. Now, as I explained to you exactly how I did this step by step, I think it's important to divide these into 4 different pillars, from the least important change that I did to the most important thing that I did. Disclaimer, this is not medical advice, and I actually sort of totally screwed up my own health doing this. We're gonna go over that later. Yes, I do put these by order of what I think they're least to most important for this transformation, but keep in mind that without all of them, none of them work. So starting off at number 4, representing what I think is about 10% of what caused this entire transformation: strength training and cardio. So we all know how it works: calorie in versus calorie out. And you'll end up burning quite a few calories at the gym. For the first 30 days, I was working out about twice a day. Most workouts consisted of 3 to 4 exercises per body part, with the rep range of about 12 to 15, attempting to hit failure on most sets. The secondary workout was always accompanied with one of my cardios, either in the morning or at night. I would always target one of my weaker muscles, so my rear delts, pecs, or glutes, with the simple goal of just getting a nice pump and getting nice and sweaty. Cardio was twice a day. I'd go on the treadmill, incline 15, speed of 2, and I just walk for 25 to 30 minutes. When I got bored of that, I would climb up the 27 floors to my building, or even just hop on the elliptical. And now for number 3, representing about 15% of the transformation: hydration. Drink your water. This one's very simple, and the concept is too. Let's talk about water. This isn't exactly going to be some Mythbusters level of scientific explanation, but stay with me here. Fact number 1. You don't actually burn fat cells. You just dehydrate them, you shrink them, and they get smaller, but you never actually get rid of them. And fact number 2, your body will stop releasing its water supplies when it's running low, or when it's not sure when it's gonna get its next dose. So now let's combine these 2 facts together. When your body has excess water, it will evacuate its excess storages because it knows that there's inevitably going to be more water coming in. And the ways to see that that's working is you'll be sweating a lot and you'll be peeing every 5 minutes, like Will did when he tried to drink as much water as I did. Let's go!
1/3 of the way done. Can we die from this or get severely injured?
I think you can drown. Water intoxication is a thing. How many times have you peed today?
A good 9.
And that's why I personally think that drinking a shitload of water is super important to weight loss. So at first, I really made sure to drink about 4 liters of water, which is about 1.5 times this. And then that really quickly went up to 8 liters until I reached the point where I was sitting around 8 to 12 liters every single day. Now, when you're peeing constantly and you're sweating all the time, chances are that's good for thermodynamics, and boom, fat burn. Just make sure to really pay attention to when you start cramping every 5 seconds, because that means that you might be peeing out all of your sodium and magnesium, which is really bad for your muscles, including your heart. And now bringing us to the second most important thing to this transformation, which I believe represents a whopping 50%. Food. No more McDonald's, no more Wendy's. Honestly, just go ahead and delete your Uber Eats app. So let's break this down. I ate 5 to 6 meals a day starting out, which quickly went up to 6 to 7 meals a day. My meals always consisted of 1 part carb, 1 part protein. For the most part, egg noodles was a staple. I would have 1 cup of egg noodles with 1 cup of whatever meat that I had readily available, making sure not to eat red meat more than twice a day. For breakfast, it was super easy. I would have a cup of oats with 2 scoops of protein powder. Turn that into a shake it up, boom, that's your breakfast. Takes about 2 minutes to make. Sometimes it was a little tasteless, so I would add sugar-free ketchup or some sugar-free barbecue sauce, or even some of that spicy Nando's chicken sauce that is just crack. And my theory was, again, very simple. It was, if it's working, perfect. If it stops working or works a little slower, increase something else, like maybe add 5 minutes to your cardio, or reduce the portion of carbs a little bit. But I never once counted macros, because I knew that if I made things too complicated, I would quit like the fat, lazy that I was. And if I know that I have to do something long and complex, like logging my food into MyFitnessPal, I probably would have killed myself and quit. And after telling you about this last most important part, I'm gonna tell you exactly what I did to almost land myself in the hospital being in serious health trouble. So lastly, what I believe is the most important piece of losing that much weight that fast, representing probably 55%, but wait, that's more than 100%? No shit. If you're gonna do something this crazy, you have to be a little bit psychotic. Let's be real with each other here. Nobody normal will push themselves to this limit for social media. Like, you have to have reached what I like to call your fuck it moment, which is the moment in your life where you are done. It is over. Whatever toxic relationship with yourself or with somebody else, it is over. I'm no life or motivation coach, but I will tell you the 2 simple rules that I followed to keep you on track every single day. The one was the 5-second rule. It's very simple. When you wake up in the morning, the absolute last thing you want to do is get really sweaty on a treadmill. The second I would wake up and be conscious enough to start making formal thoughts, I would count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I don't care what the fuck I was doing, but when I hit 5, I was doing something to get ready to go do my cardio, which was either getting out of bed, putting on a shirt, something. But I never deviated from that, and that's the most important part about this rule. And the trick is, do it before you look at your phone. Why? By the time you get to the treadmill and you're just walking and you're doing your little steps, you know how fast 20 minutes goes by checking your initial morning notifications? You won't even be finished reading all of them by the time your 20 minutes is up. And now for my second rule, the rule of 2. Never allow 2 bad things in a row. I don't care if it's 2 bad meals, if you maybe had a little bit too much carbs on the last meal, or I made an oopsie, I ate something I really shouldn't have. I know I'm not gonna do that twice in a row. My next meal is going to be perfect. If I had a bad workout, I'm gonna go into the next workout with the intention of having the best goddamn workout that I've ever had in my life. And it's that simple. Never allow yourself to fail twice in a row. You can fail, shit happens. It's life, we're human, we're not perfect. Don't let yourself do it twice in a row. And now, just to make sure that this was doable and that I'm not a complete psychotic freak, I brought my friend on board to do this exact same challenge with me. His name is James, and he is Brian Shaw's cameraman. I'm taking through this exact routine. He's sending me his weight every day, and we're tracking it to see what kind of transformation he can do in 40 days. Now, of course, things will differ because of how your body reacts to thermogenics, to different supplements, or even changing in routine. But I am 100% certain that if anybody puts this into action, in 40 days, they can see a very drastic change to their physique. And lastly, let's talk about how I almost entered acute liver failure doing this. The problem with losing weight this fast is that your liver has to process all the toxins coming out of your body when you're burning all this fat, which can lead to this really fancy condition called steatohepatitis, which is just a really fancy word for saying acute liver failure. Now, with the reference range for your ALTs of around under 70, mine had reached an absolute critical level of 2940.
Oh my God!
When my doctor found out about this, I had 7 missed calls in under 5 minutes because he was freaking the f out. So all this to say, essentially, if you're gonna do this, if you're gonna try to lose weight very aggressively, be smart about it and tell your doctor to at least get a minimum baseline to see what your health status is before you completely mess everything up. So if you're here from Will Tennyson's video, which I assume you probably are,
This is Simon Lafontaine at 355 pounds.
if you can give me a sub, that'd be amazing so we can hopefully one day make my dream come true of doing this YouTube stuff full time. Write in the comments other subjects that maybe you'd want me to touch on the topic of the extreme weight loss that I just did, or of any of the other weird interactions with celebrities we had while doing so.